Hey, beautiful Leos. Welcome to your reading. I'm working with the Golden Universal Tarot. Okay. I hope you are doing great. And if not great, then okay. And if not okay, then I hope you're learning from the experience. I don't know. Yeah. Devil and Three of Swords. The writing was on the wall. Hey, if you're new to this channel, I don't sugarcoat. The writing was on the wall, and now we're feeling the consequences because everything has cause and effect. We're free to make our choices, right? But we're never free of the consequences, be it spiritual consequences, be it legal consequences, societal, whatever the case may be, however it applies, personal ones, relationship ones. We made a mistake. We possibly knew it was a mistake, or maybe we didn't clearly know, but there were signs that we possibly chose to ignore. And here we are dealing with this. I'm sorry, Leo, for this seemingly unpleasant experience. The question is, why did we get here? Because with these cards, it's a self-depriving, self-oppressive, oppressing, self-sabotaging thing. If this was someone else without your control doing that to you, there would be a different combination of cards, different cards. I know some of you got used to readers that just say anything from this card can mean anything. Actually, A means A and B means B, and those are different sounds, different characters that are utilized to express different things. You can bring them together and it will mean something, but then if A and B means one thing together, and then B and age means another thing, right? So let's honor language and read it in the way that it speaks to us and not use how should I phrase this? I wonder if there's a already existing term coined that describes this well, or I should make up a new one. I think there is something. Intellectual excuse. It's not perfect. Let's not excuse our own actions by warping our intellect into coming up with a good reason. So it's not that this points out to the writing was on the wall. We have a level of responsibility of where we're at in the moment. No, it's just that Morgainne is reading the cards wrong. Morgainne is actually pretty good at reading the cards. Why am I talking about myself as third party? I don't know. I'm pretty good at reading the cards. I actually studied it as opposed to just be like, hey, I'm a tarot card reader just because I feel like it. Someone told me that I could be whoever I want to be just because I feel like it, and I took it literally. No, it's true that I can aim to wherever I want to aim, but then the work has to be done. So I aimed at being a really awesome tarotchi, and then the work was done, right? So this is not just me like inserting, commercializing myself or advertising myself, although why not? This reflects to the reading. Maybe you've aimed at something because you desired it. That something could be anything. But then there wasn't the in alignment steps taken in order to reach that set desire. There was a shortcut. I want this, and that's that. Hence, I'm going to have this. This is something that greedy people have in common with, unfortunately, an aspect of New Age-like spirituality where they tell you can manifest anything and everything by casting a spell and get whatever you want. Remember, something people tend to forget. Do as thou shalt wilt, harm none. And you're like, well, I did what I wanted and I didn't hurt anybody. Yes, you did. You hurt yourself. Are you pleased and happy? If you are truly and not covering up with pretense, something else, then maybe it's not your reading. Or maybe this is just something you can enjoy learning about. Or maybe this reading will unfold and become also yours. But this is what the reading shows. So it's an opportunity for self-awareness and growth and an existential shift. Do you want me to give you anything other than what it is I presume to give you? Knight of Cups. Here you are, letting go of the part of you that was holding on to something that brought you to this experience of dissatisfaction or pain or hurt. And first and foremost, you're doing so by letting go of the ego that wanted to hold on to it. You're letting go of the judgment and you're letting go of the blame. Maybe you've been blaming someone else for where you're at. And as you start acknowledging the cause to the effect, maybe your choices, maybe you, maybe you are able to also forgive yourself and love yourself through it and make necessary, appropriate changes in order to create something that is more harmonious and better and happier for you. Cheers to that. The world. You are completing a very important lesson, Leo. You, from going in, okay, the only way out is in, right? The only way to fly is to dive deep inside. The only way to ascension is through self-awareness. And here you are at the top, at the peak of awareness, enlightenment. Why? Because instead of continuing making excuses and projecting blame, you made a different choice. And that served as the bridge to this massive, or is serving a bridge to this massive expansion. So soon enough, if you utilize this reading well, I see you reaching a really wonderful spiritual level of maturity. You acknowledge your own power. When we acknowledge our own part in something, our own responsibility, we acknowledge that we're not weak, that we're not helpless, that we are powerful. And the place that we're at is just a powerful manifestation of what we, from a place of power, chose. And here you are making different choices from a place of acknowledging that you have the choice to make a choice, and you reach the world, which is the last and highest card in the tarot. Also, an opportunity comes in for a very successful thing. Maybe right now or up till recently, you felt like, quote, failure. You're not a failure, but maybe you felt like it. Maybe you felt like nothing that you do works and that you just don't have what it takes. And maybe that ironically brought you into thinking, well, what could I have done differently? And just that type of thinking manifests awareness, manifests different choices, boom, manifests an opportunity. Two of Cups fell, and I'm only now showing this to you because I was being chatty. So I feel like there's a really beautiful relationship in your life, Leo. It could be something new that is coming in because and thanks to a cycle that you're finishing up. Maybe you've been in a very toxic relationship and you kept talking about them, that they're toxic and abusive, but then it's like, why are you there then? So you realize that the toxicity was a two-way street, not for everyone. Some people who are in, this does not excuse what the other person was doing. Okay. When we figure out what it is that we're doing, it never is in a way to excuse or take away from what the other person was doing or from their responsibility. It's not from shaming or guilting ourselves. It's just looking at the bigger picture. That's all. And it's very possible that the thing that we've done wrong is simply not acknowledge that this is something that we need to move away from. It's not that we treated them badly. It's not that we were toxic to them as it was that we were treating ourselves badly and we were being toxic towards ourselves, hurting ourselves by staying and giving another chance, be it to a toxic, negative work environment, friendship, partnership. And now that you're feeding yourself with nourishment and self-love and you're realizing, I've been perpetuating what they were doing to me because I've been doing this to myself by staying there. I've allowed them to do this to me by staying there. And now that you're out, now that this karmic loop is finalized, you have room for something very sweet and very beautiful and very balanced. Leo. Show me more, please, about this for Leo. 8 of Cups and the Hierophant, which is beautiful. Love seeing this. Letting go of a way is a way to find your new way. Step 1. That in and of itself carries wisdom. I see you coming into this new relationship or new opportunity, a very different person, a very expanded person. The Hierophant is on the same axis as the devil, but on the other side. It's the axis of truth and lie. So we came from the axis, from the extreme of the axis of lie, and we're going into the other side, which is truth, symbolized by the Hierophant. We're moving away from perpetuating karmic cycles and lessons, difficult lessons that we may have learned already in the past, but we've been perpetuating them cyclically, repeatedly, because we thought that that's our way to enlightenment through repeating the same lesson again and again and again. We passed the test, move on. No, I need to go back because I need to go through it again. That's masochism. So we're not doing that, right? You're not doing that. And that leads to a level of commitment with this new person. And I see this happening within a community. Okay, so this could be a community that you're leading. This could be a community you're joining that you might find yourself leading for some of you. And this Hierophant can simply symbolize a committed bond, a committed relationship. It also symbolizes truth. It's coming through right under the World card. There's a very broad understanding of life. I see you starting a new karmic, even dharmic cycle of awareness. Too many cards. It will unveil to you, again, either a community or a place. Could be a spiritual place, could be a school of some sort. Queen of Wands, you will get there from a place of fun and adventure. But you find that you feel very empowered there, very honored for who and what you are, for your creativity, for your beauty. Maybe you'll find a leadership position in it. Maybe you're becoming a teacher at a school, or a leader in an organization. I see your spiritual work really taking a leap, a growth with your style and how you choose to do things. The Tower. This might serve as also a breakdown to a belief system you held on to, or a way of life that was meaningful and very fundamental in your life. I think it's in alignment with what we've seen in the beginning of the reading, with the way you've been operating. And you realize that it didn't serve you, and no longer serves you. And you're just letting go of it. Just letting go of it. I see you watching something collapse from a place of safety and satisfaction. And you're like, oh my God, I'm so happy I'm not there anymore. Or I'm so happy I'm not part of that anymore. Or I'm so relieved to be in safety. Or I'm so relieved to be outside of that drama. And not, maybe you left a place that was really breaking down over corruption, and you left it just in time. Maybe you realize, oh my God, I'm in the wrong place. That symbolizes the wrong things, and I should hop out before I get associated with that belief, with that ideology, with that hate, with that whatever the case may be, or with that way of practice. This is not what I thought. It's like a level of a wake-up call, and you're kind of spared of. It's like you left on time. You were like, oh my God, I left just in time. Um, you got little whispers by your guides telling you you're in the wrong place, get out now. And you did just in time in picking up. Good. But you do need to do the work and ask yourself, what were you doing there in the first place, if that's the case? Now we have Knight of Pentacles. You're leaving unscathed a situation. You're not unscathed completely, because we remember how this reading started, but it could have been a lot worse. Like, you spared yourself of a lot worse by leaving on time. And now you have other opportunities opening up for you, not closed up to you. So this is good. I see that you're also utilizing a breakdown of some sort to either make profit off of or to build something stable. So, okay, this is collapsed. Let's utilize it as a good opportunity to build something new. I see you initiating that. There's a new vision, hope, dream, the star card. Um, some of you, someone that you care about, didn't leave on time, so they're still there, or bearing the consequences that you got spared of. Seven of Pentacles. You don't know if it's something that you actually want to build or invest in because, well, what if it turns out to be the same as the prior thing that I invested in or found myself in? What if it's another something toxic in disguise of something medicinal, you know? Two of Swords. We have the Three of Swords. Okay. Your sight should be sharper now and clearer now. And so you don't make the same mistake, right? So if something comes in and it's like an old devil, new name, right? And they say similar things and they do similar things. That's not your new chance, that's your test before the new chance. So if that person, for example, that didn't, leave on time is now bearing the consequences of their action, your actions as well, but you were smarter, faster, right? And they're now coming to you asking for you to help them or testify for them or speak on their behalf. No, because if you speak on their behalf, you're in support of what it is that they are being held accountable for and what it is that you perhaps did. I don't know what this is, but now this doesn't have to be a big deal like testifying in court. This could be, hey, can you speak with that person and tell them I didn't cheat on them, but they did. Does that make sense? So don't lie for someone. Don't drag yourself back to a place or a mindset that you've been that you worked hard on leaving on time because that will bring you back to the cycle of that karma and you won't leave unscathed as you seemingly are leaving unscathed. You will have an opportunity to go back to it or to not. It will come through as a person asking for a favor of some sort. I mean, like, oh, but I did this to you and that for you, and I invested in you, and you're like, yeah, you've invested in guiding me in the wrong direction. You've invested in influencing me in a bad way. Okay? Have a strong backbone, a clear mind, see right through it. Okay? Want to look at the cards? I want to rearrange because I feel like maybe there's something else we can pick up from this reading. So let's start with the major arcana. We have Devil and the World. then the Hierophant and the Tower. The court cards that we have on the table is Knight of Cups, Queen of Wands, and Knight of Pentacles. The repeating numbers, we have Two of Cups and Two of Swords. Okay, and then we have 3, 7, 8. We're going to put it aside because they're not repeating. I will pull cards to make another reading. It's called a double pentagram. A love reading, a look into you and your person of interest for the next month from when you're watching it. So it will be available on Master Channel membership. Links to everything are below. Okay. I just want to look further at this reading before I move on. You see the very small puddle here in this Knight of Pentacles and the very abundant waterfall here, and it's right above the Two of Cups. I feel like this Queen is in between two influences. One is an incoming new one, and one is an old leaving one, right? Don't let this old devil tempt you again. You just left unscathed. Doesn't have to be romance, by the way. It could be just someone who had a very bad influence on you that you were very drawn to. Maybe they're very charismatic, very appealing. They know how to speak, but it's warped. It's dangerous in certain cases, depending on the situation. Maybe even it included some level of brainwash. That aspect still exists in you. It's still for you to work on and process away of it. It's not going to happen by closing your eyes and going back or helping them, right? It's going to happen by focusing your attention on this new energy that is based in truth. They're honest with you. They care. They tell you the truth that you don't want to hear, but they're coming from a respectful place. They break down some ideas or set of rules that you had, and they create a new way of thinking and approaching. It's inspiring, it's positive. You get to choose this new path. Okay. Yeah, so Leo, I trust you. You got this. I'll see you in your love sequel, and if not, I'll see you next time. Ciao. הגעתי ללמד וללמוד, ערפו את ראשי אך לא יותר מכשפת, שווה לרקוד.